She is alive. In God's house.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 awful films Sherlock actors want you to forget.
And I collected with a passion.
I love animals.
So do I. They're great.
We're in. I've always wanted to play Robin Hood.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the terrible films that have starred the cast of BBC's Sherlock. While some of them might have been happy with the paycheck, we can't deny that these are massive blemishes on their filmographies. Which of these films did you actually like? Let us know in the comments below. Number 7. Underworld, Blood Wars. Lara Pulver.
Darling Thomas, it has been... how long?
Decades.
We start off with perhaps the most controversial pick, since Underworld and its many sequels have a die-hard fanbase. But for many fans of the franchise, this entry lacked the bite of its predecessors. Things seemed promising as Lara, known for her role as the very devious Irene Adler, was cast to play a similar role, but you know, kind of a vampiric version.
In times of war, this coven needs moments to celebrate.
Well, unfortunately, she just couldn't save it, as the film was released to massively negative reviews, signaling that perhaps the franchise needed to be burned in the sunlight for good.
I need this blood untainted, and I need it now.
It was so bad, in fact, that there hasn't been a peep from the franchise since, and even its lead star is not interested in returning. Number 6. Victor Frankenstein, Andrew Scott.
They proceed to the circus owner's trailer, where they rob the safe of its contents. They make their violent escape, culminating in the murder of an innocent man and vanishing into thin air.
Here's what you'd expect to be a winning combination. Classic story plus big-name British actors. You can't go wrong with that. Yes, Andrew Scott, aka Moriarty, joined Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy for this ambitious retelling of Mary Shelley's novel. And it lost tons and tons of money.
Do you miss the circus?
Two things may have led to its failure. A, it had terrible promotion, like who even heard this movie was coming out? And B, well, it was garbage, honestly.
Be careful, Mr. Frankenstein. You toy with wrathful forces. And there's no mercy in nature.
With director Max Landis's extremely mixed standard of quality, perhaps Scott should have taken that thought into consideration before playing Robert Turpin in this dud. Number 5. Golden Years, Una Stubbs. What was supposed to be a sleeper hit was instead a snooze fest.
We're in. I've always wanted to play Robin Hood.
A film about pensioners robbing banks doesn't exactly sound like Kino, but it could have at least been a fun time. Sadly, it failed at even that. The lovable Una Stubbs, who you'll remember as Sherlock's landlord, Mrs. Hudson, joined this band of senior swindlers in a movie that perhaps had its heart in the right place, but maybe not its head.
If we're going to rob banks to sort out this sorry mess, we'll do it together.
Number 4. Extreme Ops, Rupert Graves. Even by early 2000s action movie standards, this was diabolical.
You getting this? Yeah!
This time we turn to a misstep by the man who brought D.I. Lestrade to life in Sherlock. Graves actually has a really good history, appearing on films like Emma and V for Vendetta. But he really should have read over the script for this flick, which was heavy on the insane stunts and light on pretty much anything else.
Keep moving!
Many critics have touted that it's got the worst dialogue in any film they've ever seen, and we're inclined to agree.
CIA.
Worse. Hollywood.
It's definitely a blessing that Rupert was able to bounce back after this one. Number 3. Sex Lives of the Potato Men, Mark Gatiss. Yep, we're not making that title up.
Drank a lot of wine, played chess, talked about books all night, you know what it's like.
Not exactly the name you'd want forever etched on your filmography. While not without its fans, this movie turned off audiences with its crude humour and vulgar dialogue. Mark Gatiss, who played Sherlock's brother Mycroft Holmes, starred in this film alongside titans like Johnny Vegas and Mackenzie Crook, but this became a deadly combination.
It's hard to keep the romance in a relationship. Men like you and me, Tolly, we're a dying breed.
It's little surprise that at the time of the film's release, it received incredibly negative reviews, and it even landed the coveted number 7 on Empire's 50 Worst Movies Ever list.
Dear Ruth, you cowbag, I know you are enjoying this situation, messing me about and getting all this attention.
Congratulations, Gatiss! Number 2, The Altogether, Martin Freeman. Martin Freeman found himself role after role in British films throughout the noughties, so there were bound to be a few stinkers along the way. One such film is The Altogether, a comedy that came across as snobby whilst also trying to be one of the lads.
Sorry, Bob, what's that then?
It's art.
The flick was marred in try-hard, edgy humour that honestly seemed to think it was much cooler than it really was. Tragically, this film, much like Sex Lives of the Potato Men, also has 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No voiceover, no me is the main character.
We're sure the Watson actor would appreciate if you didn't go back and watch this one. Number 1, Zoolander. Number 2, Benedict Cumberbatch. In 2016, Sherlock Mania was in full swing, with many anticipating the final season. Around this time, Hollywood movies were really starting to understand the appeal of the Sherlock actor, and so he appeared in a number of big-budget films.
Are you like a male model or a female model?
Well, it's not defined by binary constructs.
Maybe Cumberbatch wasn't used to it, and didn't realise he could say no to popping up in this blunderous sequel to a comedy classic. The film happened far too late, and the writers tried their absolute hardest to get in all the quotes and references from the original that they could, and it just seemed like a mess. While his appearance was brief, we can only imagine that Cumberbatch would have preferred to not appear at all after seeing the final product.
All is done here. Atari.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.